Hey everyone, happy Tuesday, good morning, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. It is Tuesday, the first Tuesday in September, and welcome to the month of gratitude. Look at that, Gail Kraft beat everybody this morning. Oh, no, I see Kathy Reese is also up there as well. Kathy just didn't, Gail beat her to the punch for the
Good morning, Gail. Hope you had a wonderful weekend.
And welcome. I'm the Badass Buddha, Lori Monaco, coming to you from Connecticut. And happy fall. I mean, it's not officially fall. It's not actually autumn yet, but it feels like it. Although today is supposed to be very hot, as was yesterday. So you know how it is with September. It's the way it goes, back and forth, back and forth.
It's been awfully hot. Hola, Milagro, ¿cómo está? Kathy, Gail, I am your gladiator guru, mi gente, aquí con la Margarita. And it is a very happy Tuesday. As it should be, day after a holiday. But to me, scorching hot. She said it has been warm. And so yeah, I'm here, still in Connecticut, and loving it all. Haven't playing catch up, but today is Are You Happy? So let's do the intentions. I feel like I'm still dark. You know why? Because I don't have the light on.
Hold on, I also forgot my little closer. Look at this, we're like all off this morning. See, this is what happens when you have a holiday.
Huh?
Like, I said we're all off. When you have a holiday, it's like you're thrown off. All right, there we go. Okay, let's set our intention for today. Our intention, as always on Viva, is to be intentional. Have purpose for your day. So set your intention or your purpose or your goal, however way you want to say it. It's really all the same. I think the difference really is intention has a little bit more emotion behind it. But set your intention for whatever that may be today and go throughout your day being purposeful, being intentional.
And being grateful.
Yes.
And I think that's what today's conversation is going to be about. In order for you to be happy, you have to be grateful. And you have to be intentional with your choices. And one of the most important choices you'll make in any day you wake up is to be happy. So today's going to be a great conversation on that, just being happy.
Good morning, Tiffany, Brian, Yolanda, Morales, Lugo,
Jolie,
Leanne, my sister. Good morning. And there was we got Milagros. There was somebody else that popped on. Charlene Garcia. Good morning, Charlene. And I want to give a shout out to Tiffany. I have not really been on social media all that much. Like I literally come on for the show. I haven't posted anything. I barely said anything to anybody. But sometimes like I'll pop up because I do a lot of Facebook Marketplace because I'm always buying or selling something. And Tiffany's picture popped up because she changed her.
Yes.
And Tiffany, girl, you look so wonderful. You look very happy. How much weight have you lost? Because you've lost a significant amount of weight. And I know that was something that was really heavy on you as far as, it was affecting your health. It was affecting how you felt about yourself. But you look spectacular. Not that, listen, anybody at any size can look spectacular. It's not that. It's what you see when that person takes that picture, And what I saw in that picture was just pure joy. Like there was just so much happiness in her face and peace. That was the other thing that I noticed. So I wanted to let you know that it did not go unnoticed. And we're very proud of you. And we're very happy that you are happier, and to all of you, because, over the years, we've shared so much together. And we know that a lot of people have gone through things and they've shared things with us. They've had their highs, their lows. They've disappeared for a while. They've come back. And that's the beauty, is that the consistency for us to be here for you, but is to let you know that we're there to celebrate your
Mm-hmm.
wins and also boost you for those challenging times as well, because you guys do that for us, or you ladies all do that for us as well. So yeah, I just wanted to definitely shout out that to Tiffany, because like I said, I'm not really on that much, and I apologize. I really need to be, at least to check in on the tribe and just, heart something. I just have been so anti social media. I just really have not had any desire to do it. I'm not really sure where that's coming from. I'm still working.
But that happens. I was very anti-social media. In the midst of a lot, I even stopped promoting a lot of stuff, and I'm okay with that. And then I go on and I share, like you, I would go to share something, or a memory will pop up. You know how your Facebook will remind you of shit now. It's not just alerts on Facebook. And sometimes lately I've been finding myself scrolling and appreciating people and loving their stuff, and if they went through a grand thing, enhorabuena, congratulations. um so I think I am not, I like where I'm at with social media, because I'll post stuff about me because I'm amazing, and then I'll write on people's pages, because that's what you got to do. When they say, are you happy, you got to be happy as a package deal in order to gift happiness. And when you gift happiness, that is a heartfelt compliment. That is seeing something for what it is, not for what you want it to be. So I think, yeah, like, and then I'm happy. I can't sing. I got very, very morning voice, but yeah, that's what it is. Are you happy? When you are happy, then the compliments just flow. They just roll off your tongue. When you're not, and you're faking it and you're pretending it until you actually are, that it's a compliment with irritation behind it, or you like that person less because you felt you were forced to compliment them. So it's a lot of things with a lot of emotions. And I think, Tiffany, you did look amazing. My cousin Jolie, thank you for liking the hair. And Evelyn, I'm so happy that you finally made it on. So let's have a great show, and please share your comments. Share the conversation coming in.
Yeah, and Tiffany lost 150 pounds.
Oh my God.
Tiffany lost a whole person.
That is phenomenal.
It
Keep
really
going.
is. It really, really is, because it's just and I'm sure, Tiffany, right, you are feeling absolutely phenomenal. I would imagine you're feeling really, really, your health. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's not about, I mean, let's call it what it is, because what weight loss also has that, we could say, hey, I want to look better too. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the vanity. I think the vanity part really is more pronounced when we're younger. And then as we get older, it's really becomes more of a health thing. But listen, you
Mm-hmm.
celebrate no matter what. I mean, you celebrate no matter what. There's no point in focusing on how we ever got to where we got, whether it's weight or if it's just, stuck in a dead end job, or stuck in a life that we really didn't want to have. When we sit there and just wallow in that, that's not productive at all.
Jolie, let me tell you something. I changed my eating habits the other day, but I'm like, it's like a trial and error thing, because I live with 5 other people. And so far, so good. I lost 3 pounds. But look at what my cousin wrote. Damn, I was all happy that with 11 pounds I lost. But damn, yo, go girl. That's right, Tiffany, go. And remember, everybody's body's different. Everybody's body's different. And do it. Do it. It is. It's all about being healthy. And then as long as you're healthy, and stop wherever you feel healthy at, and that's your beauty. Marilyn Monroe was a size 14. People want to make her out to be a freaking Barbie. That was healthy until they made it obese. And people started having
They listen.
eating
I
disorders.
always have a problem with when people use her size, because the sizes back then are not the sizes they are now. She was like really more like and she fluctuated with her weight. So she to by today's standards, she was like a size 3 to a size 8, which 8 is not thin considering,
But
so
how would a size 12 to 14 go to a size 3?
It did. They altered the sizes to make us feel better about ourselves. So a person that was wearing a size 12, 14 is actually a size 8.
Yeah,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
in
So
your
that
opinion,
this is proven. Like this has actually been proven. Like they've changed the numbering and what the actual waist was. But bottom line is when you see some of her pictures, she's thicker and she just looks absolutely stunning.
and the
Absolutely.
bottom line is they made her out to be a size 14. So thank you for correcting that about us. But they made her out so that they made that size to be okay. And even if you look at all the most important artists of the world, the Renaissance Center and Renaissance time and all that, and prior and after, they were all real size women. And then all of a sudden, they made them anorexic looking. And then that stood for all these years to come. So it made a lot of women have severe body issues.
Yes.
And start having eating disorders.
Yep.
So whenever I hear people talk about losing weight and slimming and being healthy, and their healthy is a size 4, that doesn't fit for everybody.
Exactly.
So you have to be happy where you're at and then get on your journey to be where you want to be.
That's right.
And only you can say where you want to be. And there's people like the badass Buddha structure is made. She looks great. She looks thin. I mean, she hasn't stood up for us, but I'm like shaped like a guitar, and I love my hips, and I love my waist, and I love the way it goes, and I love having thick thighs. I'm not into that thin pencil or ironing board kind of.
Oh, I will never have a pencil figure. I'm not built that way.
And there's people that really go for that. I'm curvy. And I'm not going to say I'm thick when I'm heavy, but I'm curvy.
I'm curvy too.
And I love my curves. I love my dead man's curves, as some have said, like with the waist. But it's more like a shape of a guitar, and I'm okay. Right now I have boobies. This isn't my boobies. This is weight. Okay, so I don't like it. But what I'm saying is to be happy, know yourself. And I think that today's subject, after our mantra, are you happy today? Should be you have to be happy with a lot. Leanne. But you know what? I love that you could wear anything, throw out a t-shirt, pair of jeans, you're out the way. There's no fidgeting with the waist not fitting. And you know what? Let's just be happy. Boobs are made up of fat. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I have boobs, but I know what that is. But the journey has begun. I love my waist ass, but girl, I bought to cut this guy. But yeah, it's a personal journey. Whatever it is you choose to do. Like me, chop all your hair out. Who would have thought? I wrote a blog about my hair. I loved my hair. My soft, shiny, silk, jet black, long, waist long hair. I've loved it. I've always loved my hair. It was my hideaway. It was my escape zone. And then nada. Very courageous. Look at Milagros. I love my pencil body. And that's what we're saying. You got to love yourself because you are all you have. And then you got to fix up the shabby chic project in the stomach area. You can fix that up. Or you can love it because life grew through that. It's all in yourself. I'm loving my body without taking anything to lose weight because I'm not losing weight to look good for anybody but myself.
That's right.
And so all the mistakes I've made in my youth, which is what probably set my system off to not wanting to deal with me right now, were all those diet pills, those fad diets, all that stuff that gave you restless leg syndrome in your older years. And for what? So you could look good when you wore a dress to go out to the club? No. It's about being healthy and happy for yourself, because you are all you have at the end of the day.
That's correct. That's
And
right.
people will compliment you or not. And you know, Badass Buddha, I was reading the last compilation you published, and my story is called Cuerpo de Guitarra, because when I'm reading through the foods and the vegetables and just to get refreshed on the keratin stuff, I grabbed a book, and I was reading and I was talking about weight, right? I was like, oh my God, that's right. I wrote about weight here. And I'm not accepting the overweightness that I am, please, if anything that I've ever said, because I'm happy that I healed in the inside. And I'm happy to have acknowledged my body going through the changes right now. I'm happy that I acknowledge that it's going through the changes, so I'm no longer bullying. So I'm happy that I'm happy because I am aware. And the story made me laugh about the Donny Osmond face being so stretched out and everything. And it talked about me being thin. And it talked about me being complimented. And then it talked about how my body went into protection mode after I was raped. And that's when the weight comes on. So even though throughout I've done this, I don't want to do this no more. I'm choosing me not to be roller coastering with my weight. So that's the happy part. The second thing, happy today, and then we'll take it. I wrote some stuff. I don't know if you have anything. Is this, mi gente? This is what I'm happy about today. And I'm going to tell you this as soon as I can get the light on. Because, you know, something comes and it's not. Okay, so look at this, mi gente. Let me know what you think. Anybody notice my earrings? Can you see? Well, that's. Here you go. Could you see?
Yeah, breathe in the beauty.
And breathe out the bullshit. These are my new earrings. I'm gonna add it to my stuff as long as when I post my web.com. But these are breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit earrings. In the back, it's my signature because I am my brand. But this is what I worked on this weekend. I don't know if you can see the glitter. So let me know if you're interested. Breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit. And just like these, look, these are coasters.
Yeah, I love those.
And this is the new logo.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it?
I love that logo. Oh my God.
My son said it's nice and clean.
It's nice and very clean and very professional and just but beautiful at the same time.
Yes. This is my favorite. This will always be my main one, but now I have one to do a sign with and one to just do the labels with, which I don't know. But thank you. And I think the logo is great. But yes, the earrings. So only Viva Cafe con Leche gets the discount, and these would be like just $5. But for those who've always loved, and we got to remember, and you're right, breathe in the beauty. And then breathe out the bullshit. So you're keeping your balance. That's your feng shui. Right, left. There's no center because you are your center and everything.
Look at that. Tiffany's saying she love a pair. Tiffany's going to love a pair for her new glam look.
There you go. Give me a minute. I just finished them. They're engraved. It's the wood engraved. And I couldn't wait to put on. So I put some white shellac and glitter. But that's not, I want to do more to them and seal them. But yes, just like these with my coffee, I haven't made any coffee because my stuff's in Florida, but I'm really doing good on my Love Is tea. My tea is called Love Is. And these will be out there because I'm happy. And
oh, you would look like Yolanda Rowe. I need bigger earrings because there's a lot of bullshit.
Girl, you should wear these.
Oh my God, that's funny. They'll be so big. They'll be so big that she can't even move her head. They'll be like this big, hanging off.
You know what? I absolutely love these. I do. Because you know what? That's what I'm known for. Do you know how many strangers call my phone, lawyer's office, the title company, the doctor's office now making calls. How many you hear people laughing? And some of them actually says, oh my God, your message just made my day, because I end with, remember, breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste. And they'll actually leave that last part in their message. And that's what it's about, making people smile in the craziness of their day. So yeah, funny Jolie. But yes, and congratulations to Gail, right, ladies? The book is available
today. Yeah, it's today's
yay!
the official release. So great.
Gail Craft.
Yeah. So check out Gail's book on Amazon.
Is the ebook still available?
I bet both books are still available. They're the ebook and the regular book. Yeah, she launched officially today. So that's what she writes. I launched officially today. So if you go onto Amazon and you look up Gail Craft, it is Journey to Enlightenment is the new book. So check it out. And it's really, really wonderful. And it gives you exercises to do and meditations to do. And it's
phenomenal.
Really is. I mean,
I'm actually writing a review for Amazon. And my favorite part is the puppet and the puppeteer. If that doesn't speak so much truth into our everyday life of going back to what we say we wasn't going to do, inching two miraculous, courageous steps forward, only to then be like blah, 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 blah back. And that's me. That was me with my eating habits. And then I said, I'm going to do this. All of a sudden the fear comes in. Like, can I, with so many people here eating so many other different foods and to consume this and to stay on track. And I did it. I was busy creating. And it was good. And it's my scales in the bathroom. And hopefully I encourage other people to do the same thing. What I haven't done is the 2-hour walking that I said I'm going to do. But you know what? Congratulations, Kathy. Badass Buddha. You know, keep doing what you're doing when you're moving forward. I guess that also can be said. That is true happiness. Is it not, badass? When you do what you set out to do and you're still happy about it. Not when it's a job anymore or heavy burden project. So I think every day, what do you say? Can we wake up happy?
Are you asking, or are you just asking in general? You're asking
no,
me?
I'm asking you. It's the best food that we start the day. Sorry. Can you wake up happy?
Yeah. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a skill. It's not just an emotion. There's so many things that get in the way of your happiness. I mean, the question is, are you happy every moment of your day? You don't have to be happy every moment of your day, because it's realistic. It's actually unrealistic, but it's really the overall response. It's at the end of your day. Can you look back and say, do I end this day being happy? Or you say it in the morning when you wake up, do I feel happy when I wake up? I personally, the irony really of, are you happy today? As I woke up and I'm not overall happy today. I've had a rough couple of days because I've just been having to deal with some stuff of my own, and keeping it in perspective. And that's why we chose to start this month this way, because this whole month is about gratitude, and gratitude can shift you. And so I was thinking about this yesterday afternoon, because I was really in a just very isolated, not wanting to talk to anybody, and trying to really move through what I was going through on my own. I just didn't want to pull anybody in, and I didn't want to have conversation on and give it energy. And this came up because this is the month of gratitude. And it is true. Like when you start to think about what you're grateful for, it shifts you, because that's just the way it works. So the interesting thing was, I was really paying attention to this, and I'm going, okay, I really have to, we're going to talk about this whole month. So what am I grateful for? And I couldn't pull it up. Like, I just couldn't do it. I was just in such a way that there was just way too much anger. There was way too much frustration. And I knew that I had to sit with that. Like, I couldn't forcibly put the gratitude in there, because it would have been fake, and I would have got more aggravated. So that's why I just isolated, because I didn't want it to be anybody else's burden. And I didn't want it to be, I didn't want to have conversations with other people to just keep manifesting more, energy and awareness to that situation. So, waking up this morning, still not there, but understanding it better. When you're happy, we release certain chemicals. I mean, if we get on the science side of it, you release certain chemicals in your brain and they flow through your whole entire body. And these are great chemicals, the happy chemicals. And one of the chemicals is an endorphin. That's a natural painkiller. So it is true that when we shift our how we feel, and we say, okay, I'm really feeling lousy. I'm in a lot of pain today. I'm feeling really sad about something that I'm like sick in my, I'm not, I'm going through something like a sickness, and I'm not happy about that. And I'm sad, and I have no energy, and I have a lot of pain. That's where we have to try at least to sit within ourselves and write out what you're grateful for. Sit or acknowledge how you're feeling. Write it out. Be in the moment of the anger, the sadness, the how lousy you're feeling. Give it something, a substance. Like give it something, and then let it just sit there, and then put something in place of it to sit next to it. That's happy memories, happy thoughts. And if it takes you a couple hours, then great. If it takes you a few hours, then fine. And if it takes you a day, 2 days, that's all fine. The goal is to at least just keep moving forward and keep doing that, so that you will shift yourself out of that. And instead of coming to terms with, oh my God, I've been in a bad mood for a week now. I've been in a bad mood for a month now. I've not been happy for 3 months now, because we just let it slide. This is what happens as time goes by really rapidly. We know that it's already September. We're on the last leg of the year. We're coming into the end of the third quarter, entering the fourth quarter soon. And we have to stop. Like, we have to take those moments and stop and honor ourselves and say, okay, what is going on with me? And what can I do to make myself happier? Even breathing in the beauty and breathing out the bullshit is a big help.
Shit's gonna come your way. Shit is always going to be, the fan is always gonna pick the perfect spot for it and the worst moment for you to blow it onto you. People are gonna come with opinions. People are gonna change who they are because they're around certain people. Shit is always going to look ugly when you're looking at it. And the one thing we got to remind ourselves, why are we allowing ourselves to feel anything except joy when it has to do with people, places, and things? And that's a hard one, because we're born to people in a place, and we can't survive without things, right? When we're born, then we grow up, we become resilient. We start learning who we are, what we can and cannot handle. Let me rephrase that. What we can and will not handle in our lives. And then we affix ourselves to people, and without those people, we ain't shit. If we're not doing this and putting this all up here, we're not good parents. If we're not doing this, then we're not good children. We're not good daughters. I mean, there's so many labels placed on us by so many people outside of us, by so many social norms and what's this, I love science to a degree, because science will tell you this, this, and that, but they still can't tell me how a bumblebee can fly. And without the bumblebees, we cease to exist. But you can't tell me, how is it scientifically possible for a bumblebee to fly? So I can't believe in you in totality. Can't depend on you. So that's
the beauty of it. You don't have to. It's both. It's like
that's the beauty. That's what I'm saying. Because of that is where you need to bring back all your efforts, all of your attention, all of your love to self. Because this weekend was busy for us here. Saturday was a lot of looping around, doing this, doing that. Sunday morning was a lot of finishing up the decorations. It was my sister Connie's, but she hasn't been on for a while. It was her 60th birthday. Her birthday actually was yesterday, but we celebrated it Sunday. It was freaking hot on Sunday. And you know me, I don't like the sun. I don't like to be out in the heat. I'm very bougie when it comes to that shit, right? So we're there, celebrated it. We did everything. She comes in. It was everything. But my sister's like, I hope she likes it. I said, and if she comes in and doesn't show her emotions, we're still going to be happy that we chose to give. She almost cried. She like literally held herself in. The thing is, it was exhausting. Yesterday, go back out there. Now you got to clean up the mess. But you do it because it was such a great moment.
Mm-hmm.
The day on Sunday was a great moment with the people you shared with. But then I can't base me like, did I want to do it? No. Did I feel I have to? No. Should I have? Had it been because it's my older sister and she deserves something beautiful? Absolutely. Because it makes me happy to make you happy.
Leanne
There
decided
you go.
to explain.
There you go. Breathe in. They smell the flowers and they blow out the candles. And that's what keeps us alive as humans, right? Thank you, Leanne. I love that. I love anything that
Good morning, Gwen. Good morning, Gwen. I had the pleasure of hanging out with Gwen for a couple of hours on Sunday at my daughter's bridal shower. That was
yes. She said she wasn't sure if it was Saturday or Sunday. That's why
that was so nice. And then I felt terrible because she came up to me. And I didn't know who she was at first because it wasn't registering, and I felt and I had to ask her. And then she said, I was like, oh my God. Because, it's so funny. Gwen, I've known Gwen now for 3 years online. And we never actually met in person. She's actually been to my house and hung out with my parents and took care of my parents. But I never met her because I was already away. So it was very special to hang out.
Good. So that made you happy.
So nice. I love that.
And don't be afraid to use the word happy. Play I don't even know his name. Because I'm happy. And then don't worry. Be happy. Those songs came out to stimulate.
He hates that song, by the way.
People who have been, thank you, Edie, who have been going through something. A simple melody that one song you hear and then you're like humming it all day. You're like, fuck, I can't get this damn thing out my head. That's what those songs were created for, to stimulate, to remind you. Farrell, thank you, Pharrell. And you must choose it no matter what. Like, okay, when you're out with somebody you like, and this is way off keel, but it's something that you can choose to do or not choose to do. Like anything in life. When you're with somebody on a date and you got to fart real bad, what you do? What you choose to do, badass?
I don't know. I haven't dated in a while, so I'm wondering if I would just fart now. Like that.
Right, because we're older, like who gives a shit? But normally people will hold it in and bust a gut. Yeah. And be like, oh my God. And they're okay with it. They're all squeezing tight, doing their Kegels all together in one. And then they go out and they blow it out and they feel much better. Whatever the case. I'm using that as an extreme because that's how extreme we are.
That's really breathing out the bullshit. That's the other way you could breathe out the bullshit.
And that's how we are with how we choose ourselves. Look at my cousin. Girls gotta come out. Well, good morning, Madeline. It's that extreme when we cheat ourselves of that simple adrenaline boost that only we can give ourselves, which is to choose happiness, to choose to get up and say, let her rip, sister. That's now it'd be like, that one came out with the Oscar nominee. I mean, you make a joke of it because life is pretty much just that. It is joy. So what's one of the things, and agree in the comments if you want, but one of the things that you can say, yeah, I'm happy today because you woke up alive. You woke up. We're all here together right now. At what time? What time is it? 8:39. We're all here together, which was a choice. So are you happy today? One of the ones I wrote is farts are natural. Leanne, let me say, I know we wasn't going to talk about farts.
We're still talking about farts.
You know, my ex, the one I've always loved, always been in love with. He expected me to go to the bathroom and fart because that's what he did. And you're going to be very angry in our relationship, you know? And I was young at that time, but yeah, people really think like you burp. Burp is just as disgusting as anything else if you're doing it like in a public setting. But you're right, and we have to realize when you love yourself, stop holding them. Let her rip, sister. Why? Because you're doing a lot of damage, and the older we are, the more shit drops. My girlfriends should be dropping. So don't do that. So one I wrote, and I don't know if you have a list, but
wait, listen, before we just have to one more time with this one. I think that ladies, if you ever have to fart, all you have to say is right before you let it rip, you say, obviously I have breathed in some bullshit. So I am breathing it out. So I'm breathing. I'm going to take a breath in for the beauty. And I got to take out this bullshit that came into me some way, somehow.
Yes. You know why? That's right. Then laugh. Don't be embarrassed. I fart. You fart. We all fart. That's it.
That's because my sister does laugh after then she does it more. She'll like fart, then she'll like laugh, and then then it keeps coming out. I'm like, yeah, that's nice.
So what else could make you happy in the morning? Stretching in a cozy bed. How many people don't have that? You know, when I talk to people about certain things, they're uncomfortable because the reality of how other people are living, how other people are being abused and abducted and just all of the above. And just the poor people, like right now, my worry yesterday was, okay, fall's coming. It's going to start getting cold. What's going to happen with all these homeless people, right? But being able to stretch in your own warm, cozy bed that you got to choose the linens, the quilts, and you're just stretching with just, that should bring you pure joy. Why do we always use the negative to overcome and encompass that you were able to open your eyes and see and breathe and then stretch in your bed? If your bed ain't comfortable, that's your problem. It's your bed. It should be as fucking comfortable as you want to make it. So, and then number 3 I wrote is being blessed to use your 5 senses, which you do the minute you're up from that dream. You get to open your eyes and see. When you're stretching, you're taking that deep breath in, filling your lungs with air. You're smelling whatever it is around. You get to touch yourself or the comfortable quilts, and then you allow yourself to feel happy. There's nothing better than that. Choices for your well-being as you get up and have coffee. Coffee makes me happy. Coffee is my love. That's my love affair, my significant other. And then the last one and the most best out of all is to be here this morning with the badass Buddha and I. And Viva Cafe con Leche. We are blessed. We should always be happy because every step we take throughout our days, we're taking them. You can't say, oh, I had no choice. You always got a choice. Either you do or you don't. The choice is always yours. Nobody can force you to do anything you do not want to do. I heard it a couple times and I just told somebody, I'm tired of people saying they don't have a choice. You do have a fucking choice. And it's to choose whether you're going to go with or you're going to follow yourself. But you have a choice. Oh, I didn't have a choice because this and no. You chose to do what someone else wanted you to do and not you. And now you're saying, now you're trying to twist that bitch into saying you didn't have a choice. But in actuality, you chose to choose. So
that's and listen, that's the truth, because that brings up resentment, anger, which is the complete opposite of being happy. And that's and again, like I'm like literally in that moment right now, and to have to come to terms with the fact that where's the anger really coming from? It's anger with self. There are other parties involved, but in the end, it's really anger with self. So we're in charge of all of that. We're in charge of flipping it. We're in charge of creating the happiness, and we have to do that ourselves. Like we can't rely on people to make us happy. We can't blame people for making us angry. We have to say that I'm the one in charge of that, which means that I'm also the one that can get out of that. So and that's why I'm saying to you that if today you woke up, or yesterday or tomorrow you wake up and you're not in that great space, this is why Gladiator Guru is giving you some things to do. Surround yourself with things that do make you happy. Have those in place for those moments that you're not. If you're not in a good headspace, if you're depressed, if you're upset, if you're anxious, but also honor the fact that sometimes you have to go through that. Like no matter what if you've tried a few things and you said this isn't working, or I don't really feel like it, like I'm getting angry to try these things, then that means you have to sit with that a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But don't pull people into it. Just sit by yourself and work through it. If you have to pull somebody in it, pull somebody in that is going to give you good information, that is going to help you pull through it, that is going to ask you the right questions, not just to create a bitch session, because that bitch session is just going to make it stay longer. It's just going to validate you. That's what you're looking for. So if you're asking yourself these questions and say, oh, well, I woke up really happy today and this is great, and then something happens 3 hours from now and it totally throws you off and shifts you, that's when you have to ask yourself, okay, how long am I going to choose to stay in this? What can I do to shift it? And maybe I do need to stay in this for the rest of the day, process it, and then I'm going to go home, and then tomorrow will be a new day.
That you said something, don't pull people into it, but yet you got to understand that you can pull yourself out of it. We're all going to have problems. And like she said,
you can, but you could pull yourself out of it. It just
no, I'm not going against you. What I'm saying is, it's true. Sometimes you don't even want to keep repeating it, because you got to understand it. And remember, every time we say something, we like loses its significance. Not so much as hold on us, because it can do that too, depending what you're saying. But we can't give every uncomfortable feeling away, because when it comes back, we're not going to recognize it, and it's going to come back with bigger problems. Okay, so you have to sit with whatever bullshit you're going through. What you should not do is impose it on other people, because it's not my problem. You're not happy. It's not my problem. You're going through some shit that you didn't deal with, and now it's getting beyond your reach, and now you're aggravated, and you want to be snippy with me. We're not having that. But you can be snippy with yourself because of the choices you made to bring you right back that roundabout to where you are right now. Or if you didn't identify it back then and it's back, you're like, oh my God, this motherfucker came for another visit. I didn't want it. I didn't invite it. But sometimes we only learn a lesson when we've learned a lesson. You got that? We can only learn a lesson when we've learned a lesson. So when you keep tripping over the same stone, it's because, no, you're not over it. No, you didn't get it. No, you didn't learn. No, what the fuck are you doing? How many times I'm going to bring you to the stone? So we get upset.
Amen.
But we're really upset with ourselves. That's what I was trying to say about when you don't want to put people in. Sometimes you shouldn't do that. But what you shouldn't do either is expect other people to understand that you have an attitude because you're going through something.
Yolanda.
I know.
I might have to smack a bitch into a good mood. Oh my God. Come to my house. Can you smack the shit out of me today? Because I could use
Jolie and Iris and we cannot sit together at somebody's funeral. We will get in trouble. We will get thrown out. We'll get everything. So yeah. We're those cousins.
I gotta tell you that totally.
Yeah, we're those cousins who you don't invite to funerals together. But so, when we do that, the choice of being happy, what's the opposite of it? What's the opposite of being happy? It's being miserable. What's the opposite? The opposite of being good is being evil. I mean, just opposite. And what is the balance of life? Light and dark, life and death. So in order for you to choose happiness, you have to give up something. You have to give up that grudge you've been walking around with, that pathetic, pitiful, woe is me you've been walking around with. And a lot of people don't know how to shuffle it until they balance out. So you're either, a walking victim, or you're a walking bully because hurt people. I mean, the list can go on, and we've talked about all of this. Or you can wake up and say, you know what? Yesterday's yesterday. Today, I'm going to make the best. And I'm not going to slap a bitch into a good mood. But when I see somebody doing this, that I know it's going to trigger me, or it's going to affect me, or because my vibration, I'm vibrating low today because of everything I went through. My energy is low. I don't want to absorb anybody's negative energies. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to leave. See, that's you being responsible for you. I can't trigger whatever bullshit you're going through. One, I don't know what you're going through. Two, I might not even know you. And three, you might not have wanted to share because you want to keep your private life private. But yet you're going to put that on me with your sensitive personality. Oh, I don't like when people say that. That triggers me, or that makes me feel. That's your defensiveness is yours. Take that shit somewhere else. I don't know what's going on. And you're not going to punch a hole in my happy balloon.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not dealing with your bullshit.
Exactly. I love our tribe for this reason. First off, I'm serious. I'm just going to take what Yolanda said all day today. But look what Madeline wrote. Sometimes we get upset to have to deal with the mess from the message. So let that digest. I love that. I've heard that before, and I haven't heard it in a long time. But that needs to be said a lot more. The mess from the message. Because messes tend to make us unhappy, unless you like living in a mess, But think about that. Like, let's just take it literally. Like, if your house is a mess, are you happy that your house is a mess, or are you unhappy that your house is a mess? Most people are unhappy. If your closet's a mess and you can't find something, most people are unhappy. So, like, take that physical idea of it. But then when we look at our internal selves, our life in general, the bigger picture, and if it is a mess, that is why we're so miserable, because we refuse to see the message in the mess. And again, the happiness comes from being honest with self, knowing that we have a choice, knowing that we're in charge of it, as opposed to lingering in the frustration, anger, resentment, sadness, because we believe we had no choice, or where you're just angry at the choices you've made, and instead of just letting it go. And I mean, God knows that's where I am right now for myself, So it's a matter of a process. But don't take people down with you, like it's, that expression, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say it. I don't agree with it 100%. What I'm saying is you don't have to announce it to everybody, like how you feel, let people know. You just have to work through it. And then if things need to be said, once you've worked through it, then you must do that piece of it. But because holding it in too and not saying what you need to say is just going to prolong the problem. But happiness it's your choice. Who do you want to be? How do you want to live your life? If you look back at your life and you say, God, I've really not been happy in the last, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, and admit to yourself that you have been miserable, then you have to dive further and say, why have I been so miserable? What is it that I've been so miserable? Most of the time, it's going to come back to you to say, because I allowed myself to stay where I am, to not speak up, to not say or do what I really felt inside, and I dishonored myself by doing that. And now I'm angry about this and I'm miserable. And so it's not going to go away overnight, but you can have those bursts of happiness. And sometimes they are meant to be a distraction. Like if you really are in the thick of shit in your life, it's not going to go away quickly. But you can have those moments where you just distract yourself enough to just boost up your feeling better, and then tackle the situation again. to a different headspace. You know, find the thing that helps you move through it. Like for me, I didn't want to move. I had to stay in the anger a little bit longer yesterday. So I found stuff to do that was productive, because being unproductive would have pissed me off even more in the midst of that. So I started packing, I started moving stuff, and that kept me busy, the physical activity. While I didn't feel, quote, happy, my body felt happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt happy for what I was doing. And it made me feel better in the end, because I got some stuff done. So sometimes that really does help boost me, is when I'm not like I'm a little pissed off about something. I've actually cleaned better. I've organized better stuff.
Because you're exerting the negative energy
Yeah,
out.
in that way. Exactly.
And that's what, you know, Leanne says that she appreciates organization, and messes have a place in your life. They help protect you when you aren't ready to make a decision. Also, time to decide what you do want, which is what you did yesterday. But you know what? It is the messiness around you, and it's also the messiness within you.
Yes.
You know, so in the article I wrote about the feeding, the nurturing, and the loving your body and everything else, the last one is always really important to me, because I have to constantly remind myself to unfuck my thoughts. That's the biggest mess that we carry. We carry that shit with us. Like a gold medal is all those messy thoughts, all those burdensome thoughts, all those angry thoughts, all those self-doubt thoughts. When you unfuck your thoughts, and then you can start organizing to eliminate. And we've talked about everything I just said was a show topic. So please go back and look it through. And if you do that, then it's like a thunderstorm. And when you start to learn how to unfuck your thoughts, it's like those clouds separating and that sunbeam is coming out. It's not totally out, but there's hope. And then it comes out and you're like, oh my God, I just spent 3 hours being angry over this. And another thing that Badass Buddha was talking about is, you know, she had to do this because then it turns into anger. You must, if you do anything during your time of anger, before you even self-isolate, identify your anger. Identify what the fuck you're mad at, how the hell you're going to fix it, if you can fix it, what you're going to dissect, what you're going to organize, and what you're going to eliminate out of your life. Before you can confront what it is you're feeling, you must identify what you're feeling. Because right now, it could have been you stubbing your toe while you were moving someone else's shit. That already brought you anger. Because if they would have did what you asked them to do 2 hours prior, you wouldn't be in pain, right? Or you said, there's 2 more grocery bags in the car, go get it. You go continue on into the kitchen, you start sorting, you start doing what you do. They never got off their ass to get the bags. Now you're angry that you're angry that they didn't get the bag, that the food spoiled, that you wasted this money and the gas to go get it, when all they had to do was take 3 or 4 steps out into the garage and get. So all of that is in you, and then the big thing hits, and now it's all mushy. You must identify your anger. Hola, prima. Okay, have a great day. You must identify your anger. If you don't, you're going to be caught up in that hamster wheel throughout the day, only cheating yourself out of happiness while you're pointing all your fingers and thumbs at everybody else, because you're not holding yourself accountable to the bullshit you let lingering, you left unsaid. You didn't put sazon on anything, so it's bland, and it's okay to sit within you, because it's easier to blame everyone outside of you. That is the opposite of happiness. So when you listen to stories like that, say, damn, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy that I had a good quilt, or that my AC did not mess up this weekend in the heat. That, you know, think about this weekend. It was heat. It was uncomfortable because it's not the way we normally had it. Saturday was beautiful, breezy, almost sweater weather if you went to a certain place or stood under a tree. And then Sunday, it was extremely hot. All these balloons were popping on their own. They're like, it's too hot for me to be chilling out here. So your own body went through changes. But if you don't identify why you're angry, don't put that shit on me. Don't try to explain a story to me, force feeding me your vision of it, because you don't even know why the hell you're mad. So you have to learn how to identify, why am I mad? Because I need to identify why I'm angry, because it's robbing me of my joy. So I can't be happy right now because I'm confused and I'm upset. And why am I upset? Why is this negative taking away my happiness? That's the only thing. I'm not talking about this, that. All we're talking about is, are you happy today? And if you're not, figure it out. Write it down. You know, ever since Viva, I never journaled, but with Badass Buddha, she's like, no, I write this, I write that. I write everything, even if it's little marks. Look at, this is what this was just today as we're talking. Look, they're here. Look, I have stuff on the side, right here. I have stuff here with the Viva. I have the 5 things I wrote. Why? Because sometimes one of you just say something, the Badass Buddha will say something, I would say something, and there are things that we can sew into the tapestry of who we are to make ourselves better. Because you were born to be the best you can possibly be. You own everything you need, yet we keep blindly picking up trash from outside. Learn how to recycle. Fucking recycle appropriately for your lifestyle. And weed out everything and put the plastics here and the glass here and the garbage there. Do that here. Do that here. And you can go out there and you can meet all kinds of people and they will not have an effect on you because you stand firm and you know who you are, and nobody is going to rob you of what you worked hard for, which is your joy. You chose to wake up in happiness. You're not going to give it away to people who will not appreciate it, because it's a hard job to be happy. Is it not, Badass?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you work hard to be happy on any given day?
Not all the time. No, I mean, not. There's some days it's like nothing. Like I get up and I love those days where it's just, you know, yesterday was a good day and you wake up and you're still in a good mood. And even when something's not going right, it's just so easy to get through the day because you're still on that high. So some days it's not, you know, it's not hard. And I think that's the key is when you're really going on the path that you're supposed to be going on every day, it's very easy to be happy. Is everything going to go the way you want it to throughout the day? No. Is there going to be good stuff that happens all day? No. But you're able to shift a lot faster. You're able to let things go a lot better. That's just it. It's like the misery really is evident when you are not on your path and you know you're not. You might not know why you're not on it or how to get on it, but you know that you have to come to terms with the fact that you've allowed things and this is why you're miserable. And the happiness will cherish the days that you have those happy days, but also be very mindful of where that happiness is coming from. Because like, for instance, if your life is if you're miserable and you could admit to that, if you know that you're not happy on a daily basis, you're not happy with your relationship, you're not happy with your job, home life, whatever. And then let's say you're in like an abusive relationship, like mentally, emotionally abusive, not physically. And this person is treats you really disrespectfully and crappy. And then one day you go out because there's like a party or you went out somewhere for the day with this individual and you had the greatest day. Don't be fooled by that one day where you're like happy, everything's going beautifully. Those are those days of, yes, you're happy, but it's the true happiness. It has to come from inside. It's an external source, and it's not long lasting, because if the situation goes back to the way it was right when you go back home or the next day, then it was just it was just a facade. It was just a moment in time. And that's when you have to really do that deep dive and say, okay, but how can I feel this way every single day? What do I need to do every single day to feel this way? Am I relying on outside sources, or are the outside sources the biggest cause of my pain and strain and misery? And if I release myself from that, then I can create the happiness myself. And it opens up more space for you to discover, self-discovery, to discover things that you didn't even know about yourself.
Why? Because you made a choice and you chose yourself. Because, where is your anger, disappointment coming from? Other people? You made decisions and you thought, okay, this is for the best of this, and then they disappointed, and now you're walking around with this. It's not yours. And so what if you fell for the okie doke? Okay, because that's just your trust person, and you can't be angry at that. Like Gail said, give that inner child what she is trying to say. Listen to her, and it's okay. Be happy with yourself. You know why? Because we're going to face the constant lessons until we learn it. So it's not that you're a failure. It's not that you're stupid. It's not that you were blinded by an idea or a person. It's, you know what? You didn't learn previous lessons. And the more lessons you earn, you know how the tougher they get. So you got to ask yourself, do I want to keep falling on my face and then being mad with the world because I got let down? Or am I going to keep falling on my face because I keep putting on blinders? For whatever it is, your job, the car that's breaking down that you don't want to face it, you keep putting it off. It could be anything. What I'm saying is identify your anger. And if you're ruining your day because of something that happened or a choice that was made the day prior, you're still breathing. You get to say, you know what, whatever happened 5 months ago, 5 days ago, 5 hours ago, I went out. I don't feel it anymore. It's not happening. I don't want to do it. That's the joy of being happy, that you still get to choose. You can back out of a deal. You can say, no mas, I don't want this. Because if you don't want it, but you're going to still do it because you feel bad or because you already gave your word, then you're lying to yourself. So acknowledge who you are right now. You're not the same person you were yesterday when you made that deal. Last week when you made that deal. Your emotions, remember, they flow. They're like the wind. They come and they go. They come to you to go through you, but we hold on to them. So whatever decision you made, that now you're sitting in your true self and you're like, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't really want to do that. You're alive. You get to say, hey, I know, whatever, but you know what? I don't want to do this. Why? Because I said so, unless you really want to give an odd time detail. You are alive today. You are choosing to be happy. That means I'm not the person I was on Saturday. But you have to say, who am I right now in this moment? Why don't I want to do this? Why do I want to do this? And put your seal of approval on it and then move forward. Whether you're going to get out of it or you're going to do it. Because if not, it's going to have a ripple effect. And then you're going to think that because, I have an attitude. Well, I'm not feeling good. Well, I don't want to take it out on anyone else. And then you're going to isolate yourself. And sometimes we shouldn't isolate ourselves. Sometimes we need our friends. And everybody's going through something. Everybody. So I wish you all well on this journey of self-discovery, of cultivating yourself. Beatty, me, we're all going through something that is outside of us, but came from within us. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to take a step back, and you have to say, I really can't do anything until I can. And right now I won't. But it's hard. So we're all going through something. So give your body permission to not be. Why not give your body permission to not be happy? Yeah, because you know what? Sometimes it hurts because they're people we love. And it's like they're in arm's reach, but we can't grab them because they're grown and they got to make these decisions. We're grown. We got to make the proper decisions only for us. And then it'll have that effect. But we're all going through something. But it's up to you to want to snap at people or start thinking the envious, jealousy, negative thoughts. It's up to you. That is your choice. So, mi gente, what we leave you with today, because it's time, is whatever you choose to do, be miserable or be happy, go in full throttle. It is your choice. Choose wisely and live it till its full potential. Because if not, don't come complaining. Don't complain. Don't take it out on your family and your friends or anything like that. Once you choose which route you're going to take, be fully present in it.
And with that, we are at the end. And remember, this is gratitude month and so on. Thursday, we're really going to get into what gratitude is really. It's actually called What is Gratitude Really? And we're going to have a deeper understanding of gratitude, maybe in a way that you've never even considered before. So this is going to be a really phenomenal month. And this should be able to shift you. You know, we had Take Action last month, and maybe you fell a little short and you're upset with yourself, but we're not telling you to stop taking action. We want you to take action between now and the end of the year and keep going. So maybe gratitude will help shift you and give you that boost. So that's where we're hoping to go with this. So you want to say anything last before we go, Glenn?
All I want to say is I love you. I'm choosing to love everybody wherever they are, because I want to be loved wherever I'm at until I reach my destination. If I ever reach it, I'd rather keep journeying until my last breath. But I love you. Thank you for sharing your morning with us, because that only proved that you love us. And yes, this month is going to be phenomenal. And let's do the gratitude. And if you don't understand why it's important to choose happiness, then I'll explain what would happen if you don't. So let's keep going.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. And we'll see you on Thursday. So stay cool for those of you that are in the Northeast where it's hella hot. And from the Badass Buddha, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
And from the Gladiator Guru, mi gente, remember to breathe in the beauty. Breathe out the bullshit. Namaste. Adios,
Namaste,
milagros.
everyone.
Marina.
Bye, everybody.